Hello everybody, welcome to the first tutorial on this channel. Today we will learn the basics of web scraping in Python. So web scraping is one of those things that you will encounter as a data scientist, as a programmer, even as a machine learning enthusiast sooner or later, because sometimes when you get some data you can get from datasets, from CSV files, APIs, and even libraries, but often you will have to get the data on your own, right? So it might be out on the web. And you have to use different methods to actually get it, like the one that we will go over today. So yeah, let's get it started. All right, so I have here this website, which is webscraper.io, which is offering some test websites where you can play with the data, scrap it, and so on. So we will use this for now. And then later on in this video, we will try to scrap something else, maybe from Wikipedia or something. We'll see. So the first thing that we have to do is import a module that would let us get the HTML code from the website. So it would be URL lib dot request import URL open, right? And we will have to pass the URL that we want to use, which will basically be this URL right here. And then we will have to get the HTML code, right? So the HTML code would be basically URL open, pass the URL, read, and then decode as an UTF -8. So yeah, right now if I try to print the HTML code, you will see that we will get all the HTML code from that website, right? As you can see, everything is in here. So let's say I want to actually get the heading. We can do that by having like a start where we go with HTML code that find, and then we look for h1, right? Plus the len of the h1 as well. And an end where we go with HTML code that find, and as we know that this is the ending of an h1. So then we can print the HTML code from start to end. So let's try to run this and see what we get. So as you can see, we get the table playground. This is what we got here, table playground. So we just got a header, the title right now, into our console. We can also try to get the second headings, like those here, which are heading 2. And we can do that by using Beautiful Soup, which first we'll have to install. So open up the terminal and go with pip install bs4, which will be already satisfied on my end, but for yours should be installed. So first we have to import it. So from bs4 import Beautiful Soup. And then we have to actually define it. So it's soup equal to Beautiful Soup HTML code, right? Because we want to get the HTML from this website. And then we have to also pass HTML parser, which I often use LXML. But for LXML, I think you will have to also do a pip install with LXML. It's already satisfied for me because I already have it installed, but for you, might be necessarily, otherwise you will receive a code, an error in the code. So then we'll find the headings 2, which are soup this time. Find all command, because I'm trying to find everything that has an h2. So if I print the headings 2 now, I should have all the headings, as you can see here, all the headings that this website have. So we had the semantically correct table with TED and T-body. As you can see, the same thing, it's with the head and T-body listed here, so, and everything it's listed here. So we can go to a real website now, and maybe to a Wikipedia page, as I mentioned at the beginning. So if we open up the Wikipedia page for Python, for example, it is right here, and go find the first table right here. We can get something from here. Let's say I want to see what types from those are actually mutable and what types are immutable. So in order to avoid do that in a manual way, or maybe you can export everything, go in a spreadsheet or Excel file and do all the stuff, we can easily get this by doing a web scrap to this. So in order to actually get this, we will have to pass the new website here in the code. So instead of this test website, we pass the code. We can delete this. We no longer need this. We can also delete this. So we want to get the new things from this website to figure out what table it is and how we can access it. So in order to do that, we can just press right click, go to inspect. As you can see, we found the table. We are at this exact point. If I over this class here, you can see the entire table is highlighting. So this is basically the class name of this table. So we have to take this and pass it in order to get the table. So the first thing that we will have to do is type table is soup dot find, and then class underscore equal to wiki table. It's very important to have the underscore on this class because class is also a keyword for Python. So then we have to actually get the body of this table, because as you can see here, it has a t-body. So we want to make sure we get a body of this table. So we go with type, body, which is type table dot find, and then we look for t-body, right? Because this is what is called t-body. So now that we have the body, we can just go and define the rows of that body, like rows equal to body dot find all, and we find everything that is tr, because if we take a look here, every single value right here is with tr, right? So we want to get every single row of this table, because as you can see here, one tr is actually one row. So we want to get each row for this. That's why we found we used find all. Now let's create two lists which are empty, just so that we can append to those the values. So one thing that I didn't mention and I forgot is that for this table, as you can see, when I was hovering over the first tr, we can see that the first tr is actually this heading, which we don't really need right now. So in order to pass this, as I was doing previously, we have to make sure we start from the first, because when we count from 0, so that if I use the 1 here, is going to actually start from the second value, which is basically from the second row in our case. So now that we have the variables as well, the lists, we have to go over each row and try to actually find the value. So for row in rows, because this is what we call them, we have to declare the data as being row that find all, which is actually that all underscore all, which is actually a td. Because if I'm trying to open this, as you can see, we have this one right here. This is as you can see, the type, this tr is basically the first one, and then I have to actually get from each one, I have to get the td for everything. After that, we have to actually create an if statement, and use this as if data1 that gets text is equal to mutable. And in this case, we will basically have to also pass an /n, which is a new line, because this is how this one works. As you can see here, we have a new line. If I double click to it, you will see that I have a new line. So we can also do that by cutting from this, but for now we will basically use this. So if this data right here is equal to mutable, we could also use in, but unfortunately also immutable contains mutable, so it's real important to actually use equal sign. So if this is happening, then we will basically add the value to the mutable type list. So I will go with mutable type data append, and in this case I will go with the data 0, because what I was doing right now, I was going through the data 1, which, as I mentioned, we start from 0 to count. So data 1 is basically the second column. So we've been going over those, and if this is basically mutable, then this type will be actually stored in the list, right? So not the value of the mutability. So we store this, but we want to make sure we actually append the text, right, and not the HTML format. So otherwise, if this is not equal to mutable, we can just easily go and get the same thing, but in this case we will go with immutable type, because we want to actually store that in the immutable type, because it's definitely not containing or it's not definitely not equal to mutable. So let's see if I try to print everything now. Let's create an f string, and let's say the mutable types are and then mutable type. Let's go with a new line here, and then the immutable types are, and let's pass the immutable immutable type list. So if we print this, you will see that we all got the immutable the mutable types here, and then the immutable types here. So byte array, dict, list, and set are mutable. Let's test them. So byte array is mutable, also the dictionary, right, the list, and as you can see, the set. So exactly as we exported here. So those are correct. What we can also do is actually try to get, let's say, a picture, the thumbnail picture that we saw with this person right here. So if we right click on it and then press inspect again, right, we will get the source. We want to make sure that that's the source. Yeah. So to do that, in order to do that, we will have to let's delete this first. We no longer need this. So let's try to actually go with thumbnail box, which is equal to soup.find. And what we have to do now is basically go and find the class that contains this image, right? So if we scroll a little bit above, let's try to find this again, right? And then the class is thumb inner, right? So if we go with find and then class underscore equal to thumb, thumb inner, then we can just get a source. So thumb image source is equal to thumbbox dot find image, and then we will need the source from this. So if we print now the thumb image source, we should get the source of this image. As you can see here, this is basically the source of the image. Let's see if there's anything else we can get from here. Let's say we want to take this this table of content, right? So we can right click, inspect, we do the same thing. We try to find the table of contents, So this is the class, right? The TOC, table of contents. So let's pass that. So let's see, TOC equal to soup.find class underscore equal to TOC, and then TOC underscore links. Or I don't think we'd actually need that. We can just get the text right away. Let's quickly look over this TOC and see what it got. So as you can see, it is in A because it has a hyperlink. So we'll have to get that. So we will basically create a list where we go with A that get text, right? And then for A in TOC dot find because we want to find all A's, right? And then let's try to print this TOC text to see what is going on. And as you can see, we actually got a text every single element from the TOC. So yeah, I was trying to get as many examples as possible. So if you have any other question, or if you try to scrap anything that you don't know how to, you can leave in the comment below your idea, and maybe in the next video I can include that as well. Alright, so that's it for today. If you learned something, please drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know down in the comments if you have any questions or any idea that you would like to see in this channel in the future. So yeah, see ya.